Good afternoon, fellow puppeteers, and welcome back to another episode of What the Heck Is That?
It's your hosts, Pippi and Poppy. Today we're going to be discussing an interesting counterculture, the Beatniks.
Now, Pippi, Beatniks? I've never even heard of those.
What the heck is that? I'm glad you asked, Pippi. Let me show you.
Now speaking with your local beatnik expert.
Tell us about these people, local expert.
Well, the Beatniks were a counterculture focused on rebelling against the consumer culture of the 1950s and 60s, who were very anti-capitalist and anti-authority. They believed in prioritizing inner improvement over material possessions and money, and they actually started through a literary movement created by Jack Kerouac and Allen Ginsberg. The Beatniks valued things like sexual freedom, experimentations with drugs, spirituality, and most importantly, artistic and creative expression. Here, look at some pictures I brought with me today.
If they believe in self-expression, why do they only wear muted colors? Don't most artists wear crazy clothes?
The Beatniks believed you should express yourself through art and your words, not something physical like clothing, but that didn't stop them from having a distinct style.
Let's dive more into that.
Mom, today's spirit theme for school is Beatnik Day. What should I wear?
Wow. Should probably wear a lot of black. Maybe a black and white striped shirt. Oh, a beret. Some sunglasses too. You know, your old mom used to party back in the day. Those slam poetry nights.
What? Perfect. Now all I need is some black flats.
Their fashion sense was definitely classic and ahead of its time.
Wait, when were these people all alive?
Well, the movement first began post-World War II in the 1950s. America was booming after the war, and the economy was at a high, and as a result, people became very materialistic, which is what sparked the ideas that defined Beatniks. They wanted to resist the consumerist culture of the 1950s.
They seem super interesting. I wish I could meet one.
Well, lucky for you, Pippi, we have an interview arranged with local Beatnik.
Come on, cats, let's get started.
Do you have any idea how the Beatniks got their name, local Beatnik?
Sure, Daddy-o. Jack Kerouac, referred to as the Beat Generation, the word beatnik came from a journalist, Herb Caen. He was a real square in 1958 when he combined the word beat with the Yiddish suffix nick, which means a person associated with a specified thing or quality.
Herb Caen? Wasn't he from San Francisco? Is that where it started?
You're one sharp cat. Old Herb was from San Francisco, but the movement's founders, Kerouac, Ginsberg, and some other writers originally began meeting in Columbia University in New York City. They did all meet up together in San Fran later.
I have a question.
Solid. Start spouting.
What's your favorite instrument?
Bongos.
Good one, Pippi. What kind of places do you like to hang out?
Coffee shops and just about anywhere that we can hang around. Is that all?
Sure. Thanks for answering some of our questions, local Beatnik.
Anytime. Later.
She said they hang out at coffee shops, right? Do they do a lot of that slam poetry nights at those kind of places? We should check one out.
Good thought, Pippi. Let's check our archives for some footage. Maybe we already have some. Found some. Roll the tapes. And was a bread stasher all his life. He never got fast. He wound up with a used car, a 17-inch screen, and arthritis. Tomorrow is a drag, man. Tomorrow is a king-size bust. They cried. Put down pot, don't think a lot. But what time, how much, what to do with its sleep, man? And you might wake up digging the whole human race, giving itself 3 days to get out. Tomorrow is a drag. Pop's the future. Is a flake. I had a canary who couldn't sing. I had a cat that lets me share a pad with her. I bought a dog. I've killed the cat. We killed the cat that ate the canary. What is truth? I had an uncle with an Ivy League heart. He had life with a belt in the back. He had a button-down brain. We can cough blood on this earth. Now there is a race for space. We can cough blood on the moon. Soon, tomorrow is a drag. Vile cats, tomorrow is a king-size drag. Turn your eyes inside and dig the vacuum. Tomorrow is a drag. That's the end. Okay, moving on.
They remind me of hippies.
Kind of.
They're actually the blueprint for hippies. The Beatniks were the original hippies, but they still should not be confused due to some key differences. The most obvious difference is the fashion. Hippies often wear colorful and psychedelic clothing and keep long hair as opposed to the low-profile look of the Beats. Another key difference is in ideologies. Beatniks tended to be apolitical, and hippies were active with many movements of their time period, including civil rights and the anti-war efforts during Vietnam. But some Beatniks did grow into hippies with the shift. For example, Allen Ginsberg later began to openly speak out in favor of the anti-war movement. But don't ever mention your confusion to a Beatnik. They'll get very upset.
So if they led to hippies, they were pretty influential, huh? I wonder what the world would look like if Jack Kerouac, Allen Ginsberg, and William Burroughs never began writing.
Huh. Okay, class. Time to read our censored books about why the Vietnam War was, in fact, good and the rest of the world evil.
Again, why was the Vietnam War good?
Because our President Nixon says it was. What a respectable man.
Is that it?
Yes, why would anybody try and resist the government?
John Lennon would disapprove.
Who's John Lennon?
And here, with his bird's eye view and a brain to match, is Mr. Know-It-All.
Our subject for today is how to be a beatnik. Some people think the beatnik is merely a bum with sunglasses, but he is more than that. Though not much. The first step in becoming a beatnik is to grow a beard. This can be a long process, particularly if you're a girl. Clothing-wise, we should remember this important rule. The well-dressed beatnik is seldom neatnik. Beatniks hang out in unemployment lines, health food stores, but most of all in coffee houses. Beatnik joints have lots of atmosphere, but it's usually too dark to see it.
Coffee, tea, or goat's milk?
Coffee, I guess.
Coffee we got. What kind?
Let's see. Espresso, 75 cents. Cappuccino, 85. Sanko, 50. Refill, 25. Think I'll have some of that there refill.
Why don't you try Cafe Minuto?
Cafe Minuto? What's that?
Instant coffee. Special for you I make with dirty water. How is?
Terrible!
Good! Should taste bad to last drop.
The beatnik is often fond of reading poetry to jazz. Thusly, Mary had a swinging lamb. He followed her to school. She hocked his wool for a bongo drum, and man, that lamb was cool.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
And now for an encore.